Okay, so this video was long due, and today I wanted to talk about. Let me adjust myself here a little bit so that I'm not cut out of the video. Um, Today I wanted to talk about something very important, and it's actually one of the reasons why I started this channel. Was the objective of this video was to talk about something very important and I'm going to be just kind of straightforward to it. This is the personal development and professional series, personal and professional series development. And today I'm going to talk about personal development, and it's been near and dear to my heart for many years now. And I know it's something we hear a lot thrown around in the success world and in the professional world and the forums. We talk about success and all that kind of stuff and professional, personal and professional development. I think they actually intertwine. Personal development definitely feeds into professional development, and there's no question about it that there's a correlation, and it's actually a beneficial correlation if you want to immediately the conclusion of that. If you're thinking about personal development and career, definitely has a relation there. And so I want to talk about personal development because I truly believe that personal development has a huge impact on your life. And it had on mine. It's not something that it ends at some point. It's just part of something you embrace with your life. And it's a journey. And anything that's a journey, we know that there are ups and downs, but you just don't give up the journey of personal development. You just embrace it. You get into it, and there's going to be time where you're going to let up, and there's some time you're going to come back swinging, but you always have to continue to try to get a better version of yourself. First of all, you have to know that the version of yourself of now is definitely not the best version that you can have. There's always a better version, and therefore personal development comes into play. I highly recommend all people, all ages, as soon as they're able to read, a novel. I don't care, 9, 10, and slowly starting to get your kids around things like that if possible. Obviously, fiction is a good thing for distraction and getting into a different world, but personal development, I think, is very important, and start teaching your kids to get into that, teaching uh, any other age beyond 9. But I want to talk about personal development from perspective of getting, adults, teens, getting into the early adulthood ages and talking about personal. What is personal development? Well, the personal development concept is basically identifying the fact that you could always have a better version of your personality of in every aspect of your life, but we can break that down in different areas. But today I want to talk about general development in that perspective. So where do you start? Again, I just said you start whenever you feel like you're capable of grabbing, researching, and reading, and getting into finding out what it takes to be a better you. There are books and there are podcasts and the things that you can attend. There's seminars and trainings by experts all over the world. And I highly recommend that if you're a professional, right? That's the biggest thing, right? Working a job, being somewhere in a career. Personal development would absolutely catapult your career if you understand what that is. And it would affect the way you change your attitude towards your job, towards your life, towards your bosses, your managers, how to handle situations in your life, right? In your personal circles, it's definitely going to change ultimately what everybody's talking about, right? The success and how you get success, what you understand about what success is really, the definition, true definition in it. It's different. It could be different for anyone, and therefore, personal development is a very important concept in my opinion. And I highly recommend everybody to jump on the wagon. And I'm gonna make a suggestion on where you start. A couple of things to get you going in terms of where do I start? Like what kind of recommendation? If I just start an easy book or take something to start to read and to understand the concept. Therefore, so let's go into the next question about what or personal development. And what I have a question: what when does it end? Well, it never ends. And it's not like it's a burden. It's when you embrace something, this is what I should be doing, and therefore you take it, throughout your whole life. So it never really ends. You just continue to improve yourself. You continue to find out, to learn, to dig deeper, to find that version of you, and that continue to be better. You chase that version of you that you continue to be better. Hopefully, you never catch, right? that you never catch it, because it's a continuous improvement. Um, and then what kind of recommendation about personal development do you have in terms of maybe where to start or with first books and things like that? Well, I don't I have a few books back there that I've started my journey with, and I went in, and some of them I highlighted, I learned, I studied, and some of them that I haven't finished studying, but that I read. And there's a difference between reading and studying the book, and obviously there's different steps of benefiting from reading. Where you read the book, you study the book, and then you apply the book, and that's when you finally get something from the book. Those are the three steps of really truly doing that. And what book do I recommend? Man, there's so many. I can't even start when you talk about personal development. I mean, leadership and psychology of human nature and things like that is all over the place. But there's some very key books that have been so impactful to me that break the myth and really create a paradigm shift about understanding what it is about who we are, but also start to understand what success is. And you have to know that authors have started writing about success for many, many decades, and the contexts have changed over time. Today, a book about success is written in a different environment, in a different context, than a book that was written at the time of the Napoleon Hills, Brian Tracy early years, um, Brian Nightingale, and all those older writers. They wrote about books, and Wallace D. Waddles. Wallace D. wrote a book about becoming successful and about becoming wealthy and becoming rich. And again, in the context of back in the days, you had to understand that everybody was rushing for gold, so to speak, and therefore they wrote books in the psychology behind becoming successful. But he wanted to break some myth in that book called The Science of Getting Rich. So if you read the book, the title in the first place, you kind of might be a turn off about, it's just about talking about being rich. And that's nothing so much about that. It's about the myths. The first chapters are very interesting about what people think about successful people, success, money. There's so many myths that he debunks in that book, and it's a very good book. I think before you start on the journey, you have to grab some books that are kind of start destroying some of the things that you built about understanding, first of all, who you are and what you're capable of, and the limitations, mentally, psychologically, the physical, the excuse-itis, which is the illness of excuses. And another author talks about that in his book. That is also a good book to get started, which is The Magic of Thinking Big. And I'm, this is like kind of free things that I'm throwing out there, because I'm not in any type of partnership with book writers and authors. I'm just throwing out there right now, not yet. Just trying that out there just to kind of help people to kind of they may be interested in the journey, in the personal development journey. There's no age, and I feel like it's funny that the biggest resistance to personal development is obviously the people that are in the older years and the older, and we've heard it, can teach an old monkey new tricks. But well, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you there's a lot of tricks that were the wrong tricks that were taught to the monkeys. um, and then they also were shown the wrong trees to climb on. But anyway, this is kind of a metaphoric statement here for you to kind of think about a little bit when I talk about personal development and rediscovering that there's a part of you that you need to continue to learn and change and improve, and understanding what is the mindset behind understanding what success is, and the limitation and the beliefs and even conspiracy theories about wealth. And therefore, so those two books, Magic Thinking Big and The Science of Getting Rich. But also, you also have to get into books about the psychology of of you, the personal, the ones that are going to attack your self-worth, which is going to be the self-esteem and self-concept and how you build that. And I want to talk about the whole video on self-concept and self-esteem. We talks about self-esteem and self-image, and we're going to talk about the present self, the future self, and the better self, which is your ideal self that you're working towards by embarking on this journey. And therefore, it's going to be interesting to talk about the self-concept, because there's a crazy book out there about the whole self-concept idea. They're really going into cybernetics, about psychology of the human, and how important it is really for you to breaking out, and then becoming successful in every area of your life. It starts within the self. I'm reading a book right now. It's called um, Success Start from Within. And the title is word for word is the success is an inside job. It's a very small book. Success is an inside job that teaches you what's the perspective, after you get all that the success, and is there anything else that could be missing, and then you start looking at different perspective of success. And so very excited. I can talk about personal development all day. I mean, in 11 minutes, but I feel like I haven't even started talking about anything. But again, it's something that I'm really encouraging a lot of people to join my channel, watching it. To just think about that. A couple of those books, several other books that I'm going to be recommending throughout, and hopefully people are going to. I know reading. My goodness, nobody wants to read after they graduate, right? And again, it's a challenge, right? You gotta grab that book and read, and I'm tired and all that stuff. Who wants to get into that? Who wants to get in fiction to relax, right? Unfortunately, if you want the benefit to impact your life now, your career, your success in general, and it's very absolutely important that you turn to that. I have, and still part of it. I'm never going to get out of it, and because it's a journey. You never stop trying to be better, right? It's almost like you ask somebody, what's up with that leadership and being the example all the time? Can I be a bad example sometimes? Well, the news is every time you stop being the good example, you're automatically a bad example. But anyway, um, that's a little thing going on with the development thing, personal development. But I'm very excited about that, and I'm sure another video continue to talk about personal development series is going to show up, and we're going to talk about other concepts. Like the next one is going to be the self concept. I'm going to talk about things, after that, I'm excited to talk about another social issue called a social anxiety concept. Talk about assertiveness, very important, not underrated subject, but that affects a lot of people in their life. So anyway, it was nice talking to you guys. It's a little long video, but again, this is one of the videos that was supposed to be video number one, because that was the most exciting reason why I wanted to start a channel. And this thing on my hand was a little heart that my daughter stuck on my hand for Valentine's. But anyway, you guys enjoy your day, and enjoy your this is President's Day, and enjoy if you're off at home with family. Enjoy your time. And again, as usual, if you're getting value from this, subscribe to the channel, hit all the notifications, and share the video with anyone, share the channel with anyone that you think might be, might see any value anywhere. All right, you guys take care, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you wherever you watch this. And I'm planning to maybe get a translation going on this channel as well, to be able to get some as much value around as possible. All right, you guys take care, enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.